Once upon a time, I lived in New York City, and it wasn't always a fairy tale, and it wasn't always pretty, but I had good friends, a good fortune, and we dreamed about fame and success, and then checks rolled.
I just wanted to start this off by saying thank you so much for the really positive response to my slime convention do's and don'ts etiquette video that I posted last week. It seems like all of you really felt positively about it. It was a good reception, things like that. So there were a lot of suggestions of things that I did not include, and I know it was not comprehensive. Like I said that from jump, it was not going to be an all-encompassing video. That's not even possible to do it all in one video. This is cute, right? What's that? But I figured why not jump in with a part 2 to include all of the suggestions that you guys gave me and that people DM'd me. I think everyone pretty much agreed that I covered the basics of slime convention etiquette. So I guess what we can call part 2 is more of a deep dive in a little more nuanced do's and don'ts for conventions. So the number one thing that I heard that I quote unquote forgot in the first one was to talk about gifts. So gifts, gosh, this is another one of those subjects that makes me a little squirmy to talk about, kind of like when I was talking about people coming up and asking you to trade when you don't know them. Gifts are really personal, and it takes a lot of care to deal with them both as a seller and a gift giver. I would say that most people going to conventions would agree that there are 2 really distinct, maybe 3, types of people who give gifts at conventions. And they're all okay. None is right or wrong, but alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and just gonna come out and say it even though it makes me uncomfortable. The first type of gift giver is somebody who literally goes around and gives everyone a gift, which is so sweet. Like, go for it, give everyone a gift, and then just does it because they love everyone who's there, and that's so cool. And then the second type of gift giver is someone who goes to someone that they connect with and gives them a gift. Like, these are the ones that I find to be the most meaningful. Like when someone comes up to me and they've brought me a slime based on a musical they know I love, or something called Sasha's hair and it's whatever my hair is at the time. Those are so personalized that I can't help but love them because, I don't know, there's nothing better than knowing that you've connected with someone on that level. So I really love those. And then the third type of person is somebody who gives a gift that's not actually a gift. And that's the one that we're here to talk about. Thanks. So if you go to a slime convention and you give things to people in hopes of getting a review out of them, that's not really a gift. And here's the reason why. Doing a review takes a lot of time, energy, and focus. If I'm gonna actually review a slime, I have to sit down and I have to get my lights out and I have to make sure that everything is all set up nicely. I have to set up the camera, I have to do all these things, blah, 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 blah. I have to make sure it's quiet, you know, go through the whole shebang. And then I have to film them, and then I have to edit them, and then blah, 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 all that stuff. So if you go up to someone and say, hey, I have a gift for you, but then 2 days after the convention, you're going to be like, hey, have you posted my gift? Have you posted my gift? Have you posted my gift yet? Did you post my gift yet? Did you post my gift yet? Did you post it? Did you post it? Did you post it? Nobody wants that. It's kind of pesty, you know? Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it. And I'm just going to go ahead and advise against it. Obviously, I can't speak for every single seller, but I can tell you that everyone that I know personally doesn't feel comfortable with somebody basically berating them days after a convention, wondering why their gift hasn't been shown yet. You know what I mean? We all do our best. We're all out here trying to make sure that you know that we love the gifts that you gave us, but unless someone has explicitly said, hey, my reviews are open, if you bring something to this convention, it's going to get a review, just don't expect that review. We, you know, a lot of us show them off on our stories, and that in and of itself should be enough, you know? So it's a really uncomfortable topic again, like I said, but yeah, let's just, gifts are gifts, reviews are reviews, you know what I mean? This next one was reminded to me by Dr. J, and it's also kind of awkward, but he's not wrong by any stretch of the imagination. Do not go up to people who are working at their, actually just don't do this to anyone in general who's like, if you don't know someone and you're not, how do I even say this without sounding rude? Oh my God, this is so hard. If you are talking to someone who is your peer, like you're meeting someone at a convention for the first time, maybe you're the same age and you are like, oh my God, we've just become friends, you can exchange Instagram accounts and then you'll automatically follow each other. But it's just not appropriate to go up to somebody who isn't participating in that kind of a situation with you and ask them to follow you, especially when they're in the middle of selling at their table. It's difficult to explain this one because it seems like such a simple thing to most people, like, why can't you just follow me, you know? But the fact of the matter is, if we agree to follow one person that we don't know, then we have to follow everyone who asks, and then pretty soon we're following 8 million people, and then we never see anyone that we love on our feed, and it's already difficult to see the people that you love on your feed. So I would just say, if it's organic and you're meeting someone and you want to exchange info, that's the time to say like, hey, let's follow each other or whatever like that. But don't just go up to someone and be like, well, I bought from you, will you follow me? Because it's uncomfortable, you know? So let's just not do that. Okay, I'm sorry to even say it like, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I've been really negative so far in this video and only talked about don'ts. So I'm gonna put out a do that just kind of popped into my head. And it's more of a suggestion than a do, but do go around and check out all the sellers. I know that when we go to conventions, you want to make a beeline for that person that's your favorite, and I completely understand that and support that. I get it. But once you've gotten through the line of those who are your absolute favorites, it's always really exciting to go around and meet new people. If I hadn't gone around at the first slime rodeo, I would never have met Becky, Lazy Slime, and she makes amazing slimes. So I just wanted to give that do suggestion. Do go check out the smaller sellers. I hate using the word smaller, but like the smaller accounts, you know, they make great stuff too, you know. So this don't is a big one because I heard it from multiple people, and I personally haven't had this issue. Thank goodness. Please don't let it come for me now that I've said that. But it's important that you know what you want to purchase prior to purchasing it. Be confident in your purchase. Don't be like, I think I want this, but I might change my mind later. Because sales at conventions are 100% final in all circumstances. And even though I don't speak for every seller, I feel really confident in saying this one thing. There pretty much are no refunds or exchanges under any circumstance at the convention. It's my understanding that a lot of sellers at conventions have had issues where someone buys something, they go away and play with it for a bit, and then they try to come back and either return it or exchange it for a different one, being like, oh, I actually don't like it. And especially when there are testers, there's literally no reason for that. If someone has a tester for you right there to smell or to touch, or, you know, you can look at any of them, there's really no reason for you to walk away and change your mind when you have all the time in the world to decide right there. Like, yeah, it might feel like you're in a hurry in the moment because there's a line and all this stuff, but like, just decide right then, yes, I want this one, or no, I don't. Buyer's remorse is a real thing, but there's a lot of reasons why you can't do this, and that brings me to my next, which is a do, and it's from Carly, Slime City B. Carly from Slime City B wanted me to remind everyone a do, and that do is do read sellers' signs. Especially when our tables are swarmed with people, it's really hard to be answering the same question over and over again, especially when that question is clearly listed somewhere right in your line of sight. I know that sometimes they're not as visible, but I know especially at Carly's table, she has a little thing with all her prices and info right there. And so definitely always check out the table before you just start being like, how much is this, or what size, you know, it might just be right in front of you, you know what I mean? So do that for sure. So that is all for part 2 of Slime Convention etiquette do's and don'ts. The reason that this one is shorter is because a lot of people asked for me to break down the rest of it into categories, if you will. So, you know, they wanted to see a video dedicated specifically to what sellers should do leading up to a convention, and things for parents, and things for convention planners and all that stuff. So this is just a couple of things left for the ticket holders, and now we're gonna move on to other categories. See you guys later. Comment below if you have any more suggestions. If there gets to be enough suggestions, I'll do a part 3.